Hey, and welcome to the download. Well, let's kick it off today with this little weather factlet. The high temperature in Kiev, Ukraine Wednesday, never crawling above freezing, settling in around 12 degrees Celsius. So what? Well, so cold and no gas. While Central Europe now in a deep freeze, Russia's decision to shut off all gas supplies to Europe that flow through Ukrainian pipelines, leaving millions scrambling to find heat. And how? This is the scene in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Residents queuing up to buy every last electric heat generator in sight. And they are far from alone. Well, frigid relations between Russia and Ukraine showing no signs of thawing either. Russian Prime Minister Putin saying Ukraine stealing gas meant for Europe. Ukraine saying, no, you're the guys who stopped shipping the gas. Well, until the spat resolved, much of Europe left wondering where they put that extra blanket. Well, charges and countercharges also being traded regarding Israel's bombing of a UN school compound in Gaza on Tuesday. Funeral services here for many of the at least 39 people killed in the raid. Now, from the beginning, Israel saying that 2 Hamas militants fired rockets from the compound, even hinting that munitions were stored in the building. But the UN relief agency operating the school now calling those claims false.
We have conducted an initial investigation, and as a result of that, we are 99.9% certain that there was no militant or militant activity in the school or in the school compound.
While both sides trade accusations, the battles on the ground and from the air continuing in Gaza, and so too are negotiations to end the fighting. 2 stories for you now, both that we are calling, respectfully, God on the Brain. Our first item, a slew of religious festivals across faiths, starting here in Beirut, Lebanon, with a massive ending to the Shiite holiday Ashura. Shiite Muslims, old and young, around the world observing Ashura, a 10-day period marking the death of the Prophet's grandson Hussein in 680 AD. Meanwhile, Hindus gathering at the Raghunath shrine in India's south for a festival celebrating the Hindu god Vishnu. It's the only occasion that the jewel-bedecked idol of Vishnu is taken out of the temple, and a time when devotees say the doors to the god's inner sanctum swing wide open. Very cool. And Orthodox Christians the world over marking Christmas on Wednesday, 13 days after Western Rite Christians. Well, okay, some Orthodox Christians. Armenians celebrating Christmas on Tuesday, Russian Orthodox here choosing Wednesday as the high holy holiday. Nice music, too. Pity the poor atheists. Or not, at least in Britain. And why so? Well, British atheists recently pooling their money and buying up funny ads on mass transit. How funny? Probably depends on who you ask, I bet. Well, this organizer obviously having a larf with the whole campaign. And so too is the internationally famous author and biologist Richard Dawkins, who contributed some of his book earnings to the campaign.
We atheists are always being accused of being strident and shrill and things like that. And of course we're not. We're just ordinary, perfectly nice people. And this probably, in the slogan, kind of says that. I mean, it's a gentle, cautious, nobody could really object to it. I don't think they will.
Think again. Officials with the Church of England not amused by the campaign, saying only that they hope it sparks discussion. By the way, no word yet as to whether buses with the ads are more or less crowded than usual. Okay, so by now, anyone who follows American football or lives anywhere near the state of Michigan knows that the Detroit Lions this year compiled the worst record ever in American professional football. 16 losses, 0 wins. What's a Lions fan to do? Well, don't ask this guy, who only goes by the name Dan the Fan. The big one, we mean. Dan showing his true colors on the outside, on the inside, and, wait for it, on the skin side. Oh, brother. So from now on, if anyone ever looking for proof that Dan's a loser, they know just where to look.
I'm super embarrassed right now, but what am I going to do? I love him. He's my husband. Go Lions.
But just imagine how proud Mom and Dad are. Okay, so, Dan, you can put your shirt back on now. Really. He's a loser, baby. Well, that is your download. We hope to see you again tomorrow.